In our previous episode, we traced Paul's footsteps down to the great port city of Thessalonica, the city that was the capital of the Roman province of Macedonia. Paul and Silas left Timothy there, and they traveled out to the great city of Berea, the home area of Philip of Macedonia and Alexander the Great. There they received a very different reception from the Jews, but that will be the subject for our next teaching in this series. Soon Paul would leave Silas in Berea and would travel down to Athens. Timothy would join him there in the great university city of the world. And while Paul was there, the young church at Thessalonica weighed heavily upon his mind. He decided to send Timothy back to encourage the young church. So when we could stand it no longer, we thought it best to be left by ourselves in Athens. We sent Timothy, who is our brother and God's fellow worker in spreading the gospel of Christ, to strengthen and encourage you in your faith, so that no one would become unsettled by these trials. While Timothy was with them, something happened that shattered the security of the young church at Thessalonica. A believer in Jesus died. They didn't know what the implications of this would be. They had heard Paul talk about Jesus being the Messiah and that one day he would return in the clouds of heaven as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. But what would happen to their dear loved one who had died? What were the implications? The church was devastated. Timothy brought this report down to Paul, who was at Corinth. And at Corinth, he took out his pen and he wrote some of the most precious words ever written, words of assurance to assure the grieving church that they would see their loved one again. Let me read them to you.